You're basically, by saying that like, well, the land has a lot of ethnic Russians anyway, you're essentially saying it's incredibly cringe to hear the right to self-determination over and over again in response to NATO expansion. What do you think makes independence of a group morally justified or not? Do you think a group should be allowed to secede from a country? Wait, Hassan actually said that? No way, link me that. Link me that clip if he said that. Nationalist means different things in different parts of the world. It's not always bad to be nationalist. Apparently, Putin had monster favorability ratings when he annexed Crimea. That was like a hugely popular move. I think this is a very American-centric take because I watched Rocky movies a lot. It feels like Russia is one of the countries that like borders America when it comes to, or rivals America, say, when it comes to like nationalistic shit. Like they love it when their country does shit. They don't give a fuck what it is, but it's like, hell yeah. And I think Putin rides real high on that nationalistic sentiment. Like half of that region didn't even want to break free from the Soviet Union in the 90s. Well, I mean, the Soviet Union collapsed, right? Is that really true? I don't know about all the other states. I know that Ukraine as a whole definitely wants to not be part of the Soviet Union. There's been some polling done in eastern Ukraine, but it's hard to say, I mean, what is true or what is not true. I think the data over there becomes more sketchy. It's also kind of weird though that like, it's so funny because like lefties say learn history, but then it seems like they don't ever know what they're talking about. So like parts of eastern Ukraine are definitely like majority Russian ethnic, but I mean like that's not an accident, right? Like this has been purposefully done for the past like 200 or 300 years, I think, where like tons of Russians have been moved into that region. I think in the 1800s they banned Ukrainian from even being taught in schools in those regions, and they only wanted people to speak Russian. They moved in a bunch of Russian people. You had the entire Holodomor, you had all these famines and shit, and then more Russians being brought in. And then it's like to be like 120 years later, to be like, hey, you know, there's a lot of Russians there. Maybe they should just have it. It's a little bit like, well, you know, it kind of seems like we're justifying future imperialism based on like deliberate attempts to ethnically homogenize a certain region. It seems a little bit weird, you know, but okay. I guess that means the US was okay to violate the Native American treaties then? Yeah, or literally like we could move in, or maybe Mexico, if enough like immigrants go to California or Arizona or Texas or New Mexico or something, maybe Mexico could go and annex some of that territory because there's a lot of people that are ethnically Hispanic or whatever. India's doing the same shit in Kashmir. Yeah, I mean, that is how you get claims. You have people that live there. India's trying to do it in Kashmir. Israel wants to do it with Jerusalem. That's why they keep trying to kick out Palestinians and move more Jewish people into those neighborhoods. Because when you have people there, you have like a stronger, you can almost have like a moral claim. Like, we can't just leave. Those are our people. Our people are there. We can't just abandon them, you know? The Russia shit is showing just how surface level and performative a lot of people's politics are at status fuck. Yeah, I don't know. It literally takes you like... I spent 15 minutes last night just watching a reading shit on the Crimea, Ukraine, or on the Ukraine-Russia stuff. Because I was just curious to start to, because I think I'm having a debate tomorrow about it, so I want to start to get an opinion about it. But it seems like another one of those issues where like, the more I look into it, it's pretty clear cut that I don't think you could ever justify like fucking Russian. You're basically, by saying that like, well, the land has a lot of ethnic Russians anyway, you're essentially saying that past incredibly imperialistic action can justify an infinite amount of like futuristic imperialistic action. It seems kind of strange, but whatever. It's incredibly cringe to hear the right to self-determination over and over again in response to NATO expansion. Why? If Ukraine wants to vote to join NATO, which Ukraine overwhelmingly supports, and if they have a president that was voted on that is highly anti-Russian and highly pro-West, who won with huge margins, which he did, I mean, it seems kind of strange to be like, it's not about self-determination. Well, I mean, it seems like the Ukrainian people have spoken. It seems like it's pretty obvious what they want. I read that Donbass didn't vote in that election. Is that actually true? I seriously doubt it. That sounds like a weird lefty claim. I mean, I could go and do more research, but like most of the polling data that I saw that was sorted through seemed to show that like Ukraine as a whole overwhelmingly wants to be more West aligned and not like taken over by fucking Russia, where Putin is just desperate to rebuild his old empire because he gets a fuck ton of popular support off of like doing anything related to that. They really want EU stuff. Yeah, I mean, what is it, the Minsk Accords? There have been a few referendums where I think referendums, or maybe just political leaders have supported things where, like, Ukraine desperately wants to be more Western aligned, more pro-EU, more, Do you know what triggered the Maidan protest? No, I have to do more research. I read about it last night, though. Something did trigger it. What was it? Fuck. I remember reading it. Was this in... I don't even remember the year. I shouldn't say it. Fuck. I'd have to... I just started, like, reading about this shit last night, so... I have, like, surface level understanding, and then I'll probably read more tonight, and then I'll get more and more. I'm not paying attention to my game at all. Oh, it might have had to do with the EU trade deal. Yeah. Oh, because I think the leader there was like basically a Putin puppet. I don't remember the guy's name, but he was just like a Putin-aligned guy. And I think he scrapped an EU trade deal that the majority of the country wanted because it would have been really good for Ukraine. And then I think after that, I think he basically got ousted from the government as a result of that. But I think he was also seen as like a very corrupt leader as well. Like, I don't think anybody in Ukraine liked this guy. Can you fuck off? Hello? He said that that massacre was a false flag? Hassan did? Bro, you activate your E so early. Wait, Hassan actually said that? No way, link me that. Link me that clip if he said that. What do you think makes independence of a group morally justified or not? Do you think a group should be allowed to secede from a country? No. I mean, like, the country exists as like an entire autonomous block. The problem is if you say a group should be able to secede, who should be able to secede? Should a state be able to secede? Should a neighborhood be able to secede? Or just like a group of people? Like, what does that even mean?
But as the protests grew, encouraged by a harsh repression from the police and a brutal sniper attack that killed dozens of protesters and police alike, a new, more sinister element emerged and began to hijack the movement. The ultranationalists came on the scene.
The sniper attack is incredibly sussy as well. Like, what happened there is like 13 people died. The sniper
I didn't need to use my
may have been a false flag.
It was often the nationalists who were the loudest and the most violent.
I mean, there's like, again, he's got like the SS, like, I mean, straight up, these are Nazis for the record.
Keep in mind also, nationalist means different things in different parts of the world. It's not always bad to be nationalist, right? Like, I think Ukrainian people have a very high sense of nationalism. Like, they wanted to break free from the Soviet Union, they wanted to do their own thing, but also Putin plays really hard into nationalistic tendencies as well. Us and the Ukrainian people are one. We're together. We are. I think there's an expression that he even uses. I don't know what it is in Russian or whatever. But like Putin plays really high on like that nationalistic shit as well, ethnic nationalism too. Like just like different people are nationalistic for different reasons. If your country's under attack a ton, it's not always a horrible bad thing. Those are unironic Nazis, though. I'm sure there are probably some far-right duders in Ukraine. I don't know what the makeup of them is, but... No, nope, 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 nope! If she's moving up, there's a reason. Victor might still be down here. Yet, we didn't get the Drake. I don't know if we're getting Rifts either. It was down when you jumped in. It might have been down. Mike from PA. Mike from PA is not a real politics streamer. He's just a guy that tries to, like, leech off of Hassan's audience prior to... Fucking synergy. Let my fucking keyboard work. Jesus.
I think the thing that's the most important thing to understand.
Whoever clipped this, how did you fuck the volume up so hard? What happened? Well, hope you guys can hear it.
Is that we have Putin because of neoliberals. We have Putin because of neoliberals. They intervened to make sure that the communists couldn't form a legitimate political party. They intervened to get Yeltsin elected. They sent in their Chicago school ghouls to feast on the state enterprises of the Soviet Union and privatization and put it in the hand of...
I feel when Milton Friedman himself went down and ousted communist parties from power. you remember when Reagan stood there and was like, Gorbachev, change your mode of production? I remember that. Based moment in neoliberal history. Nice! Also, why? What was the point of that?